Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant. And today I am late, I'm sorry. Unfortunately my stomach was not at 100%. I actually thought about canceling stream today, but I figured, since I'm just leveling the A-TAMS, it can't go too wrong, right? So here I am today. So let's get ready to rock and rumble. Okay. Right. Hell, laid back, Adam the King. Now I'm gonna tweet. Well, my day just started, but can't say it's going too bad. All I can say is, you know what? I'm just here to save TFD one step at a time. One step at a time. One stream, one conversation at a time, no matter what. Okay, great. No problem, laid back. That's what we're here to do. We're here to actually help our audience, you know? We don't do the fake stuff. We don't lie. We don't bullshit anybody. And we never will. Because that is not our ninja way of life. Alright, let's get the show on the road. First, I'm going to start by hitting Sigma Sector. I find this very, very boring to do, but you know what? It is what it is. We do a little bit here and there. You take it in micro doses, it's not so bad, right? So we'll take some micro doses of the Sigma Sector, get some of that done. Then we will head up to the 400%, get the A-TAMS leveled up. My goal is to finish up all these weapons today. And I'll be getting my Serena gun build out for you guys later today as well. So that'll be done, but that'll be with the last dagger strictly for boss killing. Teach you guys all about that, so yeah. Farming reactor, it's in my video, Asriel. Just follow what I told you in my video. My video covers reactors, external components. Everything you need is in my video. Have you followed my video? Because if you haven't, go watch my video. One rule of the stream. You should never, anytime I've already done a build for a character, you do not need to ever ask me, what is this, what is that, because it's all there. I choose not to watch those videos at all because guess what? Season 2 just started. Now, I know you can see it there, but we got 90 more days of Season 2, Episode 2. So why are people trying to hype Season 3 when that's more than 90 days away? That, to me, is a red flag and a danger sign. Don't waste your time watching shenanigans like that. Because why are we trying to hype something when Ultimate Blair isn't even out for the season? Why are we thinking about next season? Why? Because they already ran out of content to do? That seems to me like they're not very good content creators. That's all I'll say. Because there's so much more to do this season. There's so much more that people need. What about updated arcade tuning builds for everybody? I'm working on them. What about everybody else? Why are we looking at something that's 90 days away? I think that's a red flag for me. Anyway, I'm a soldier, boots on the ground. So I'm gonna focus on what the people need right now. Alright? Because I'm a professional. And the only thing I'll say is this. The devs have gotten themselves into this situation, I think, by listening to the wrong people. Because have all these so-called previews, you know, rumors, excitement, hype building. Has any of this actually helped the game? Because I have not seen the game do well yet. Of course you need the cores. Cores are the most important thing. No cores, don't build. You can get up to stage, I'm pretty sure, 27, okay, with just an S, no cores in your gun. Alright, so if you're following my Nest build, Black Fang, you should be able to do that. You don't need to get to 30. You can craft rank 10 cores. Watch the videos on my channel, learn how core crafting works, master every aspect of it. You should know all this already. These are not questions you should need to ask. If you need to ask, it means you did not watch enough videos. Watch the videos again. And don't just study the build videos, alright? I expect you to watch all the supplementary videos as well. Because I've covered every single system, mechanic, everything like that. You should know what to do. Get your cores, and remember, don't ever try and half-ass one of my builds. You get my cores, you get the exact same stuff that I have. If there's even a 1% difference in your build versus mine, you will not get the same results. Remember that. Doing good as always, Figs. I'm having an okay night, Leaf. Now, coming back to the point I was making, unless the devs have no faith in their work for this season, which, by the way, in case anyone hadn't realized, we have, let's see, let me see how many days we have left in this thing. Does it show? 90 days. We have 90 more days left in this season. So unless the devs have no faith in their work for the next 90 days, I suggest they buckle up. Ultimate Freyna for the Void Erosion Purge. Let me ask you a question, Black Fang. Did I ever make a build for Ultimate Freyna for the Void Erosion Purge? Because I don't think I did. What does it say on the video? Build this for stages 1 to 25. I'm pretty sure the video tells you exactly what you can use. So go watch the video again, Black Fang. I've told you before, don't waste my time.
From Operation Zone initiated. Good work, Descendant.
Well then, why aren't you going and farming her? There is no such excuse as I do not have this character. Go farm. You know what to do already. There's no such thing as I don't have this character. Should I use an alternative? There's no alternative. Go farm the character. Go to the Void Vessel, go farm the character. Do you know why that's important? I'll tell you why. I'll answer your question in a second, Leaf. Do you know why it's important to actually follow the builds and farm the characters? I don't have the character means that you haven't actually gone through the game. You're trying to skip ahead. You're trying to do content that you're not ready for. So go get the character first. Go farm your secret garden. Go get everything you need. Then you go do the content. You don't skip the steps and then you ask me why it's not working. Don't ever do that. You don't have the character, go get the character. Never waste time. In the time that you're wasting asking me these questions instead of going and getting the stuff you need, you're wasting time. You're dampening your own gaming experience. So I'm gonna tell you straight, you're wasting time. Go do what you're supposed to do.
Troops are on the ground. Transport.
How would I balance the use of catalysts in weapons versus Descendants? Both are important. But some builds do not require weapons. Think about that. So ask yourself, what kind of build you're going for? If you look at my Nest build, for example, Leaf, does my Nest build say you need a weapon? Other than building up the secret garden 5 times. Oh good, Black Fang, at least you're learning. The secret garden needs to be built up 5 times, right? Because the unique ability of the secret garden enables that. But if you look into my video, I state clearly that all you really are after is the unique ability of the secret garden. Once you have that, you're good to go, right? So if that is the case, do you need to spend any catalyst on the gun? The answer is no. In fact, in my video, you'll see I go out of my way not to shoot the gun, other than to debuff the enemy, which you can do via the inversion reinforcer. All right.
Signs of life inside a nearby RK receptor.
Which you can literally do via the inversion reinforcer. So there's no problem and no issue there. So if that's the case, then you can spend all your catalysts on an S first. So always check the build and double check what is actually needed for the build. Listen to what I'm saying in the explanations, you'll never go wrong. But if you just randomly choose not to do that, then, well, you might have some issues.
Descendant, Enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers. You must attack their point of origin.
Melt away. How was that?
So always adjust accordingly and pay attention to what is being said in the build. If you just copy something, if you just copy the modules, you just skip ahead without listening to the explanation, then unfortunately you won't get the results you want. Alright, so please remember that.
Deploying arcade. I am the original.
We always try and make things as easy as possible for the audience, but you need to ensure that you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Shield is down.
Well, Greg's it requires a gun build. Greg's is an actual weapon.
Shield is damaged.
So, since I don't have a gun build yet, you'll have to decide for yourself. When I publish my gun build, it still won't be with Greg's. So, while you're using Greg's with Serena, it means that you must be following somebody else, right? Unless you decided to do it on your own. Now, if you're following somebody else, I'd say they have to be the one to give you the explanation. But I would always advise caution against using something that I'm not using yet, because it hasn't been thoroughly tested. Well, not to my standards anyway, so you have to decide for yourself and think about whether or not it is the way you want to go. Some people might find it fun, and if you're good at experimentation, then by all means go ahead and experiment, but consider for yourself, think for yourself on that. Because unless it's something I've done or you're consulting my work directly, I cannot make a judgment for you. But what I would say is, if you're going to use a gun with a build, then the catalyst number is every single slot. You have to max out everything. Don't ever try and take a shortcut. Don't ever try and say, oh, well, you can do well with this number. No. All that's bullshit. Okay, I'll tell you straight. Every single build, you max out. That means every slot catalyzed. Don't care how long it takes. Don't care how much you have to spend. That is how long it takes. And of course, you can do it free because it's 2 catalysts per day, right? And well, 3 now because we get a free one with the event. But because of that,
This is Hound Actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions
because
are
of that,
unfavorable.
right?
Proceed with
A
caution.
lot of folks,
Over.
they are just going maxed out. Because at the end of the day, if you don't max it out, you're going to have problems later on. Because some build down the line might require a maxed out gun, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Shield is damaged. Shield is down.
Of course not. Did I say anything about it in the patch notes, Craig? No, I didn't.
This is
So, double check the patch notes.
reload.
Listen, So 6, you go ahead and you try my nest build. You go ahead and try my nest build. If you're not confident that it works, alright, go ahead, try it out.
Shield is damaged.
Because I can guarantee one thing, my builds always work. And after that, alright, you do me a favor, Mr. So 6. If it works, then you better tell everybody that it works. Because the one thing that I can tell you is that I'm tired of people not believing in my work after being burned by other creators. Don't ever lump me in with them. Alright? But you go ahead and you try for yourself. You'll see why I'm so confident in my work. If my build does not work for you, Mr. So 6, you can block my channel. You can make sure that you tell everybody to unsubscribe from me on YouTube. I'm that confident in my work. So go ahead. Well, as per my video, Craig, I already showed you how you can get around it. But it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to use it. Because I explained the rules for it. So I would suggest going back to the video and checking the rules that I stated for using this particular node. If you want to use the node, then you got to know the rules. So please double check the video, alright? A lot of people shy away from the math, but if you listen, I promise you, you get the idea. For some characters, you should be using it. For some other characters, you should not be. Hello, Hugo.
Captain Elliot. Deploying arcade.
And Jack Wayne, same thing to you. Go check the rule.
Original.
Go check the rule. I promise you, if you check the rule, you will learn. If you do not check the rule, it might be a little harder for you. You need to know the rules. It's all good. Just go back to the video. I promise you it'll be worth it. My Freyna build has not been updated yet, but yes, you can use it. I will be updating it with RK tuning once the RK tuning is done. I have not because it's not efficient. But listen, if you want to try and use it in the Void Erosion Purge, you're on your own. Because, as I mentioned, for the Void Erosion Purge, stage 1 to 25, you use an S.
Oh my.
Okay?
Extraction from operations.
Other than
zone
stage 1 to
initiated.
25, you should be using Freyna. Sorry, other than stage 1 to 25, you're using Glay. So, y'all should know the rules. Always follow the exact rules. I promise you, they won't lead you wrong. And if they ever do lead you wrong, then, well, no worry. I can accept responsibility for that. This one. I do not need this. Nope. Nope. Okay, drop this. Why would ultimate characters have a 5th ability? That's the first I've heard of it. But what I will say is this. If the ultimate characters have a 5th ability, it might be viewed very negatively because it would be seen as quite a power gap between the ultimates and the normals. So that might not be received very well by the general crowd, and that's what I'm going to say. So if you don't mind me asking, why would ultimate characters get a 5th ability? My thoughts are, Mr. R. Dizzy, we have 90 days to go of Season 2, Episode 2. Ultimate Blair isn't even out. So why are they trying to advertise Season 3, or why are people talking about Season 3 when it's 90 days away? A lot can change in 90 days. We might not even have a game in 90 days if player numbers drop, right? So why are they so desperate? I'll ask you this question. Rather than focusing on the content we have now, releasing guides, building up the hype for this content, and making people satisfied with this content, why are we talking about Season 3? And if you're the type to follow that and get hype for Season 3, there's 90 days away. Hype cools down pretty quickly. So my thoughts are, what's all this distraction for? When we should be focusing on, I don't know, the 90 days we have left of Season 2, Episode 2. If they want to talk Season 3 so soon, they should have just released Season 3. To me, sounds like somebody's doing game journalist style work, you know? You know how game journalists are pretty much shills who are inaccurate on everything? Yeah. I don't trust game journalists. And if somebody wants to sell out and become a game journalist, that's on them. I think I want to keep my boots on the ground. And I want to do the work that people need, i.e. I'm actually going to work on the A-TAMS. I'm going to test things live for this current season. And I'm going to keep working with the people and doing what they want. So that's my thoughts. And as real, you need the exact roles that I have. If you want to use my build, all right, I will tell you straight, you can't go in and say, okay, is this good enough? No. It has to be the exact roles that I have. And if you cannot get those roles, go in and try again. I'm so sorry, but there is no other option. You have to get the exact roles that I have. If you want to run my build runs with those roles. You don't need the exact same values. I do dictate in my thing. You need cooldown most of all, but I would really suggest working on that. In fact, if something has a gold sub-attack role, that reactor should have been auto-dismantled anyway because there's no use for it. Melee isn't even in the game. If melee comes in the game at a later point, absolutely. But right now, no. I'll tell you one thing, Ardizzy. I do not give a damn about roadmaps. I do not give a damn about any of these things that people publish because they always change. They always change. I mean, think about it this way. When the game first launched, and I'll just give you a little history lesson, we were promised mega dungeons in Season 2. Does anyone remember a mega dungeon? Did we get a mega dungeon? No. What we got was Void Erosion Purge, which was a speed run thing. They can call that the mega dungeon, but the mega dungeon that was on the roadmap never appeared. That's why I don't care about roadmaps. I don't care about what they say they're going to do. I want to see what they actually do. Because right now, the most important thing to me is making this game something that people want to play. And they still have not reached that state where people want to play. It doesn't matter whether they drop old consoles or not. What are they doing to make people want to play this game? Other than, you know, rubbing up to their favorite game journalist so that they can talk on their behalf and get false hype after hitting the promote button on their YouTube video. Seems kind of strange to me. Like I said, we've got 90 days left of this season. Shouldn't we be focusing right now on the builds and content? We haven't even explored multi-hit for every single weapon. We haven't even explored new possibilities and variations of builds right here, right now. That seems very strange to me. So is there some reason people are suddenly talking about Season 3? Like, what's the point? Why are we talking about something 90 days away? Like, how are we going to hype something 90 days away? You think people who can't even... I'm just going to say it straight. There's a whole bunch of people out there who can't even remember basic math when I explain it to them. So how do you think they're going to have hype for 90 days with the memory of a goldfish? Like, I want to hype things too, but I usually hype things like a little bit beforehand, not 90 days in advance, you know? And FYI, for anyone wondering, the so-called physics are coming in this particular season. They're coming in Season 2, Episode 2 because they're due in May. So unless they pushed it back, in which case I'm unaware of that, unless they pushed it back, it's supposed to be coming in this particular season. Late in the season, yes. Because they did say May, but May is 2 months away. Morning, Leon. I'm all for dropping old consoles and things like that. No problem, Leaf. Once you discover this channel, you can have confidence in your gameplay. Because anything that we do, we test live and we actually showcase it. Well, get the best Xbox, because I can certainly say Xbox Series X doesn't have a problem. Or, I can't remember which one's the latest one. I think it's Series X. So, you better be getting the latest Xbox. Yeah, skill tree for Freyna. I'm actually leveling the A-TAMS, but I'm also doing the skill tree for Freyna. So, I like to start my day with a little bit of this, because this is so boring. Like, genuinely, this is insanely boring to do. So because it's so boring, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll just do a little bit of this. At the start of my day, and then I don't have to think about it.
Shield is damaged.
Well, if Series X is the latest, then you better be getting the latest, man.
Operation completed. Awaiting transfer to
I mean,
transport
you know me,
position.
Leon. I
Well
remember
done,
everything.
Descendant.
Well, Ziggy, if there's any FPS issues, they better iron it out. I mean, instead of focusing on hype for Season 3, unless they're very confident that they're, you know, people are going to retain the hype for the next 90 days, then they better get their act together. They better get their act together. But I'll say it straight again. Why is anyone trying to hype something 90 days away? Seems strange to me. I'm a focused man. All right? I look at something and I stay focused. I keep my eyes on the prize. I do what I'm supposed to do at all times. Maybe it's the soldier in me. I still carry a lot of that. But
Descendant, confirm arrival
the one thing I
of
can't stand
cell.
is wasting time.
Proceed
I do
with
not want to
caution.
waste time. I will never want to waste time. I'm not a time waster. So why aren't we focusing on now? I need to work on Secret Garden. I still haven't worked on Malevolent. I mean, sure, people can run out of content in 3 days if they want to by playing 20 hours a day, but that's not for the average Joe. Do all these, you know, and I can understand why content creators get a bad rep. When you got people doing 20-hour streams, sacrificing their health and family to do so, you know, just because they think they're a little famous, and that's on them. But me, I don't do that. I'm here to do the same things that every average person does. Tonight, I'm not even going to be on TFD. I'm going to be on Monster Hunter
Descendant,
Wilds.
We've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer.
Melt away.
Some mods you never keep.
Damn it. Ah,
You just need to keep one copy of every mod. That's it. You can just remove all duplicates. Is that what you're asking? Because your question's a little unclear. Why are you talking about Slayer and Serena and all that? Because you don't even use the Slayer set on Serena. So the only advice I'd give you is just just keep one copy of every mod, which is what everybody does. Yeah, that's it. The only reason I kept additional copies at the start was when I was working on builds and I was still new to the game. Now that I've got every mod in the game, there's no point. One copy of every mod, one is fully leveled, one is unleveled, and you're good to go. And listen, Syra, I have no doubt that somebody maxed all their trees within 5 days or something like that. That's good for them. But that's what we call insanity, and the average Joe can't do that. And I would never expect the average Joe to do that because can you imagine playing nothing but Sigma Sector every day? Yeah, no thanks. I'm just here to do what I do and enjoy the game. I think people have forgotten how to actually enjoy their freaking game, which is what they should do in the first place. What's the point in playing a video game if you're just doing it to max everything and not actually enjoy the game? If you don't enjoy your journey, then why are you playing? You know? They're not called dedicated gamers, Ziggy. Don't put them up there on a pedestal. For externals, I literally just keep one best copy of everything. You should already know that externals only use one type of stats. So unless it's that particular stat roll, you don't really need it. The only exceptions are Glay, who can make use of the resistance, but even then, there's no need to keep copies of that. So for mods, I just keep one of every set. Simple. That's the way I do it. I mean, you don't have to do that, but that's the way I do it. One copy of every set, and I'm good to go. Well, Fernandez, keep farming, and you'll be able to upgrade them, no problem. And anyway, Ziggy, like I said, those kinds of people are not dedicated. They're crazy. A dedicated gamer is somebody who works a normal job, feeds and provides for his family, still comes home, finds the 2-3 hours he needs to get good at a game. That's a dedicated gamer. A basement dweller with no responsibilities playing 20 hours a day, not exactly an outstanding example of humanity. Forgive me for being blunt, but I'm somebody who believes strongly in taking care of one's family and, you know, being a useful member of society. I pay my taxes, same as everybody else. I work a job, same as everybody else. My job might be playing video games, but I work a job, same as everybody else, and I'm still trying to get ahead by doing more than that. By working on my music, by working on myself as a person. So, that, I would say, is a lot more dedication than living off somebody else's dime and playing 20 hours a day, man.
Blasted out of the sky.
Gotta be sensible, right?
Watch your feet.
You can't make external components stronger. Once you get the correct rolls, that's it. You follow the external components in the build, that's how you get stronger. That's it. There's no such thing as making your external components stronger. It doesn't exist. There's no upgrade system for them, Fernandez. I always preach Kilo.
Arcane life signs detected inside a Vulgus structure.
Melt away. Damn it. Shield is down.
Exactly, laid back. That's what I said. I make my content for the people. I don't waste time. The average person out there does not have the time to spend 20 hours on a game. So, I do what they need. I build what they need, they don't have to think. They just need to build what I build and they're good to go. Yes, there's still a lot of dedication in having to actually farm the components and all that kind of stuff, but my job is to do the stuff that they need, get them the builds they need, and they're good to go.
Pattern Elias. Deploying arcade. I am the original.
Burn.
That's nice, laid back. Good.
Shield is damaged. Shield down.
No problem, Ziggy. It's what I do.
Damn it. Shield down.
My shield!
My shield.
Somebody help me out!
Oh my.
Operation completed. Awaiting transfer to transport position. Well
Some
done,
people don't
Descendant.
want to use the new Descendant, the No Talker. So just use the new Descendant. You're going to get very bored just doing one thing at a time. I mean, it's your prerogative if you want to do that, but that is the one argument that I always despise, because there's no need for somebody to just use the new Descendant. If they want to use Glay, they'll use Glay. If they want to use my other builds, they'll use my other builds. There's no such thing as best mission to farm to get those stats on a reactor. Reactor stats are random. You farm the best mission. You farm the mission that gives you the most reactors, so that you can find one that has the right stats. That's how that works, Armin. Chug, I have no idea
This is
what you're
Hound
even
Actual,
talking about.
Reporting extreme concentrations
Colossus
of void
stats
energy
do
within
not
operation
roll.
zone.
Colossus
All
stats do
units,
not
please
roll
proceed at your own discretion,
on
but do not
external
exceed
components.
your
That's for the
limits.
reactor. I think you're confusing a lot of things, Chug. Maybe you need some sleep before you come back. Because you're all over the place, buddy. I'm gonna say it straight to you. She doesn't need a nerf. She is fine the way she is, because guess what? People can just choose not to use her. There's no best mission to farm, Armin. You go check the list and look for the reactor that you're trying to get. There's no such thing as best mission to farm. It doesn't work that way, dude. You have to look up in the reactor list what kind of reactor you're going to get. Then you go and farm that particular mission. You know how to do that, right? If you don't know how to do that, then you need to learn. Everybody knows how to go to the difficulty level rewards. Go there, look up which mission this week drops the reactor you want, farm that. There's no such thing as
Arcane
best
life
mission.
signs detected inside a vaulted structure.
No problem, Hunt. I'm here to help. Yeah, you cannot target farm reactors. You just go to the right mission and off you go. There's no such thing as this mission's the best. You have to check each week. Every week it rotates. There's a weekly rotation for reactors.
This is HQ. Enemy reinforcements incoming. Requesting strike on the staging area.
Shield.
Hello, Baya?
My shield down. Shield.
Yeah, but why do we want to nerf her, no talker? Again, it comes back to the same point.
Deploying RK.
Even if the NS nerf, they can say it's necessary, but we did the polls, we checked it out with the audience. It literally split the community right in half. Half the people don't ever want that to happen, half the people do. So if they start talking about Serena nerfs, no matter how overtuned or whatever, it's gonna split the community. Why? Because people still spend time and invested in working on her. So what's the issue there? Yes, I'm on PC.
Shield down. Watch your feet.
I think they should focus on bringing up the other characters instead of nerfing, and focusing on adjusting the content, because to me it sounds like their main issue is not actually adjusting the content. Their main issue, as it would appear to me, is that they're just running around doing whatever they think is right, but not actually addressing the issues. Maybe instead of focusing on Season 3, they need to be focusing on putting out the fire that's happening right now. Maybe instead of worrying about Season 3, they need to be thinking about what they need to do now, you know? That is something I plan on determining later on, though. Is it the character that's making it do that, or is it the sniper that's making it do that? And also, think about it this way. If she's one-shotting it now, what's to stop them from raising every Colossus hit points by 50%? They could do that right now and snap of their fingers. It's bullet spongy and it's a bad solution, but just think about it. Any statistic in the game can be adjusted like that. They just have to put it in the patch notes and it's done. But scaling is not the problem. Scaling and adjustments, these are not the issues. What is the issue is the fun. What is fun for the average person, as it would appear to me right now, is quite literally being able to go in and completely explode a boss. This is what people are enjoying right now. So if we start, taking it in a different direction, and we do something like, say, we start nerfing this and nerfing that, this community, which has never gone through a single character nerf, is going to be up in arms. They already are for Ines. Ines's nerf is not due for a month. And here's the other problem. People already quit over the fact that a nerf is coming in future and hasn't even dropped. You're right, William. People are going to cry, but at the end of the day, we got to also get to the root cause of why. The difference is 9 seconds, Syra. People don't like wasting time. And I can understand. I can agree with that. I don't like wasting time either. So that, to me, would be the difference. Well, I'm going to see for myself, Baya. So if you don't mind, I'm going to come to my own conclusions. I'm only talking in context. That's why I'm leveling up the A-TAMS right now. And I'm planning on doing my proof videos, things like that, like I normally do. And her AR, I don't view as more OP or less OP because, quite frankly, it does, if you don't mind me saying, exactly what the last dagger would do anyway, just that it's got a lot more range. But it is still exclusive to her, and I completely understand that. I get you. I hear you. All right. I will actually save this set, but only because I like it. Holy cow, that is a nice set, and way better than this one. Huh. Well, look at that. I plan on doing thorough tests, yes, because that's what I always do. But I'm looking forward to finishing off the Ancient Knight right after A-TAMS. I have it almost fully built, but I want to finish off A-TAMS first. Because, look, this whole one-shot business, I really want to put it to the test, put it through the ringer. Because, as you know me, I, too, thought that it wasn't 100%. But we'll see. We'll see what I can do. We'll see what I can do. We'll see what I can scrounge up. You see, the Void Erosion was an exact reason. I'm just going to say this before I carry on. The Void Erosion was the perfect example of them trying to balance Descendants through content. Alright? So, if they want to balance through content, right, then people need to be receptive to it. Here's the problem. People were not receptive to it, and they did not, and yes, Phil, this is Freyna, people did not want to actually build up a gun build. They completely rejected the idea of working as a team, building up a gun build. So it's not that characters are overpowered. It's that people in this community, as soon as content is difficult and different and requires building, they don't want to do it. So you tell me, is the problem that our characters are overpowered? Because I don't think our characters are overpowered at all. Like Leon says, if she was overpowered, they could have cleared all of Void Erosion. But no, Void Erosion was set with very specific conditions. You're supposed to not use skill-based Descendants. I took that as a challenge. Many other creators did as well. We took that as a challenge to say, okay, we got to use gun builds, right? So now let's use gun builds. Let's adjust our builds. But did the public take it as that? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. What the public did was, oh my god, it's too hard. I'm going to flip the table. So there you go. How can we claim a character is overpowered? How can we claim that we're going to nerf this down to the power level when the problem is that as soon as difficult content comes or content requires a challenge or any kind of building time, what is the first thing the devs do? Oh my god, we're so sorry. We're going to give you 500 free draws. We're going to extend the timer. We're sorry. You guys can now use Bunny and run around everywhere and clear everything at level 1. We're sorry. That's not the way to run a game. And of course, they've got their game journos in their pocket to continuously make content say hype for this, hype for that, but so what? Have we dealt with any of these issues that are happening right now? MP Collector hasn't even been fixed. So you tell me. Who exactly are the devs listening to? Are they listening to their own vision? Because right now it seems more like they're listening to the casuals who won't even play the game that they envision. So they're adjusting their vision into a watered-down shape.
Infiltration by the Vulgus has gotten worse recently.
Anyway, I'll leave y'all to think on that. Hey, Doc. I'll leave y'all to think on that. In the meantime, I've got more butts to kick, so off we go. No time to waste. I'm gonna carry on a little bit. I want at least a couple more arcade tuning points before I go into 400%. If I can, I would like to at least get to this point, and then should I move up? Yeah, I would like to. But for now, getting to this point would be good. MP recovery modifier might be nice too. But we'll work with what we got. Okay, a couple more arcade tuning points, and then off we go. Shall we? Public operation. No talker, please be aware that I'm required to have a clean stream, so please move away from that conversation. Thank you. I am unfortunately under contract. I feel you, but we have to move away from that conversation.
This is Hound Actual to all personnel.
Syra, did you watch my video explaining the math behind it? Because if you didn't, you should watch the video. There is a bug, yes, but you need to understand how the bug works. So if you don't mind, I would really recommend you go check that out. It will help you a lot. I promise you that. Now in the meantime, shameless self-promotion. Don't forget to check out my new music on SoundCloud. More stuff coming soon. You should watch the video because it'll help you understand the issue. That way you'll know when to use it, when not to use it. In Freyna's particular case, alright,
The transport has dropped a wide range.
although it
shaped
might
charge
seem
on
that
the
things are
ground.
red, let's just say that
We needed to purify the void
it's less
energy.
red than it would be.
Prime the detonator with your RK, then hit the detonation
So I hope that
button.
information helps. In my opinion, leaderboards were a mistake. We were told that leaderboards would, you know, come with builds and stuff, and people could check them out, you know, but that never happened. Instead, the leaderboards were just for ego, and nobody's build was revealed, so yeah. William, as much as I understand the sentiment, I cannot allow you to make that statement, and I'll tell you why. Because a gacha game requires you to pay in order to gacha, and more importantly, there's none of that here. There's RNG here, but that's in every looter. So it is still a looter shooter, it's not a gacha game. A gacha game implies that you draw waifus or whatever other characters for an advantage. We do not do that here. So I understand that you're just making a joke, but again, as an official content creator, I have to be strict about the type of language we use. So if you don't mind, William, try not to make jokes like that because that's really, really not cool. After all, if people, because a first timer could watch the stream and think, really, does this game have gacha mechanics? When it doesn't. It has RNG, but again, that's present in every single looter shooter. Fair is fair, all right? Let's not call a game something it isn't. Thank you for understanding. Like I said, I stand for the truth. I understand the feelings that you guys might have, but I stand for the truth. Thank you for the new follow on TikTok.
Operation
Yes, I've heard of
completed.
NF. I've heard of most
Awaiting
rappers.
transfer to transport position. Well done, Descendant.
Good job, Xenocephalon. Enjoy. Considering this is live service, you can't really finish this game, but here's a thumbs up to you, Vernon.
Here comes a big one.
The thing is, right,
Descendant.
Barbuja,
Arrival at the operation zone.
I'm not against nerfs, but what I will say is that they tend to have a bad effect on the
Enemy
community.
reinforcements incoming.
So
Requesting strike on staging
it's
area.
kind of the devs' fault for releasing characters this way. And if they want challenge, they can adjust challenge for us anytime.
Shield is down. How was that? This is your grave. Burn. Ah, shield.
Wide-ranged shaping charge drop complete. Begin the void energy purification operation. Descendant.
Good.
Prime the
Let
detonator
the
with
poison
your arc
clear it
gun.
all.
Then activate the remote detonation device.
If Sigma Sector is tough for some person, I will worry the hell about them. Because it means that they haven't built a robot build and they're screwing themselves over.
Watch your feet. This is your grave.
There's a limit of level 40, Barbuja. No, we're leveling it up. It will come out in future, Austin. I level up at the pace of a normal person. It'll be done when it's done.
How was that?
Or like this.
If you want guilds and clans, then start by telling the devs that you want them. Because like I said, there's a lot that they have to do for Season 2, Episode 2. They shouldn't even be thinking about Season 3 right now.
Watch your feet.
Mastery rank is easy to get. Because all you have to do is just literally try out a weapon or Descendant for the first time, level it to 40, you get your mastery points. So it's a very simple process, and that's why, you know, this game is not a difficult game.
All units
It's a very
proceed to
simple,
transport
straightforward
location.
game.
Great work out there.
I'm doing good, Ryder. And no, it's not modded. And unfortunately, Viral, that's the case, you see? That's why I'm saying people need to ask them the hard questions. Why are they worrying about next season when they should be worrying right now? And no talker, that's exactly the case, though. You see? Why would anyone play a Valby when by the time you throw out your water, Bunny, Freyna, Ines, everybody already shattered everything. So you literally don't need to think about it. It's like, oh, okay, everything's already done. GG. Guilds or clans are a step to unlock more content. For example, think about this, Hugo. How can we have cooperative content when there's no system for us to cooperate? Sure, we can party up, but a guild or a clan gives people a sense of belonging. People go crazy for that stuff. I mean, even in Helldivers, they don't even have an official system for that. But people say, I identify as a Chaos Diver, I'm a Bug Diver, I'm a Bot Diver, I'm a this diver, I'm a that diver. So people like a sense of belonging. When you have a sense of belonging, it's a lot easier to coordinate your shit. You don't have a sense of belonging, people are just running around like headless chickens. That should make sense, right? So, to me, it's a very, very simple thought process. Just level up your stuff for the first time, Mikey G. Like, for example, the Descendants that you get in the game, you can level them for the first time ever, do all your missions for the first time ever, and you'll easily get what you need. So, mastery ranks are not difficult to get. At least in my opinion. I have 2 of these and this is a waste of time. This is also a waste of time. We need to do a bit of cleanup here. Well, I agree with you, but people first need a sense of belonging. Once people have a sense of belonging, you know, things become a lot easier to work. It all starts with step 1, sense of belonging. Once people feel like they belong to something, once people feel like they're part of something greater, they're usually willing to step it up. So that's why I always believe, now I could be wrong, but I always believe that, hey, if we can at least, you know, create something so that people feel like, hey, you know, I'm part of this, they'll be happy. Which to me is important. There's Arcane. What up, man? They'll at least feel like they can do something, you know? But right now, we lack that. So guilds and clans are a big first step towards more cooperative play, more, you know, engaging, I guess, teamwork. Armand Camp, it sounds like you've got your filters set up wrong. If he's not junking, it means you've done something wrong somewhere. Make sure you've got your filters set up correctly as per my recommendations, and that should be what you need to do. If you don't do that, you're not going to have a great time. Honest answer. So double check your filters, double check my guide, make sure you've got exactly what you're supposed to have. Once you have that, you're good to go. If you don't have that, well, better start double checking. Well, in that case, the only thing I can think of is turn your dog off and turn it on again. Use, unuse, auto dismantle items. Do you see that? You got to turn that on as well. So if your filters are done, then make sure that you set your dog to auto dismantle. It's also on a cooldown. All right. If you didn't level up your dog literally, if you go to your fellow screen, also tells you the cooldown cycle. Auto dismantle cycle 120 seconds. All right. Please make sure you read every bit of information. If you've checked every single thing and you genuinely did not miss any information, then go to the devs and say my dog is bugged. What's going on? And say the same things that I just told you. I've checked that my auto dismantle is on. I know my dismantle cycle. Blah 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 blah. So on and so forth. You should be able to get a solution. Should being the key word, but who knows? Maybe there's some secret bug that was introduced that we don't know about. I hope not. That would suck, but my dog is working fine, so 194. So 194 is fine. I can accept 194. This way I've got even more skill power than before, so we're good to go on that. No need to think too hard. We're alright. This is an alright donut. Alright, back in we go for just 2 more runs, and then I'm out of here. Then I'm gonna go level my A-TAMS seriously. And Sir Tommy, happy Friday to you too, by the way. No. No what, Arcane?
With you. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
I can now. You can just cancel.
No. Thanks.
A friend list and a game chat is not what a clan is for. You ever belong to a clan, Hugo? It's a very different feeling. When there's a guild chat and it's popping off, it hits different, dude. You can have a friends list. What, you're gonna whisper every single friend? It's not like you can put all your friends into a chat, right? But a guild chat in game means that everybody's hanging out, we're talking in the guild. It's a very different vibe, dude. So guilds and clans are very important. Now, if you've always been clanless, then I can understand. But I've belonged to big guilds in the past. It hits different. We used to have like chat rooms on the phone with everybody in the guild, you know, and it's a vibe. It's just seriously a vibe. Like back in my wilder, younger days, you know, I'd be hitting on all the girls in the clan chat, you know, getting them DMs and stuff like that. That used to be me. I don't do that anymore, unfortunately. My party days were over 6 years ago. In fact, yeah, more than 6 years ago. But the point is, you know, because Kaz turned me around, I'm a good guy now. But yeah, that's what we used to do. That's what belonging to a clan does. You know, it's fun, it's intense. It gives. Do you know that we actually logged in every single day? Not even to. We were playing some mobile game at the time, but it was a massive clan. We were logging in every day just to talk with each other. It's a social thing, you know. Clans are major. WoW days were mad too. Yeah, Sir Tommy, absolutely. Like, and they can also introduce rewards for it and things like that. So anyone who doesn't want a guild or a clan is nuts. Any MMORPG, right? You want a guild or clan. You want that vibe. You need that vibe. All right? Because when you have that vibe, it does something to people. It gets them excited. It gets them hyped. You know? Makes it very easy to sell your game. Yeah, the game we were playing was very similar to Clash of Clans, man. At the time, anyway. It was a very similar game. I'd be teaching all the newbies and stuff, and you know, if they were ladies, they'd be sliding in my DMs. Like, I mean, I was young, you know, so back then it was a lot of fun. Now I'm much older, and I'm more like the Punisher, so, you know, I wouldn't go for that, but I've had my days. But it's fun. It gives you a insane vibe, you know. And also in a guild, you know that you're all pretty much like-minded individuals, you know. So, and of course, if your guild master is good, then what happens is that the people that are let into the club, they're gonna be the right kind of people, so you can squad up with people you trust. There's a sense of trust, there's a sense of belonging, it backs you up, you know. Well, that's what I'm saying, Hugo. If you don't know the value of a clan, you've never been in one. You've never been in a big one. You know, because the vibe hits different.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment points.
Once people belong to something, they never forget. Yeah, there you go, Viral. Homie on TikTok says he still plays Black Desert Online just because of the guild. So yeah, it's the vibe, man. It's the vibe. The vibes be immaculate.
Captain Elias, deploying RK. I am the original.
Yeah, you're the original. I hear you. I'll leave this to your Ness. I'm too lazy for a boss fight. I'll just stand here and be invulnerable. Ah, I'm getting whacked. Yeah, that's it for my contribution. I'm gonna run to the other corner. Yeah, you're right about that, laid back. Sometimes you don't want to puck. Did you just die, brother?
I got stuck on that little rock right there.
Don't you lie to me, battle brother.
Shield is down.
Am I?
Here am I.
Mission complete.
Why
All
am
units
I?
proceed to
What
transfer
am I?
location. Great work out there.
Great work out there. Why am I? Alright. I think that's enough here. I'm actually going to go to the 400s now to speed level my A-TAMS. You down, Arcane?
Sure.
Nice Rider PvP. That's crazy. But like I said, yeah, you know, see all these people telling the stories. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. This is the truth. The truth is, clans, guilds are powerful. I want to see everybody, you know, down with the robot nation. It's a vibe. And I think that that's something that we need here. Because right now, sure, we're all friends, we're all chilling, but we're all alone. I mean, I hate saying it, but we're all alone. Of course, right now I have my elite honor guard of people that are in the club, but the rest of y'all got no way into the club. You know, I want to build a bigger club, you know, less restrictions. That way I got my VIP crowd in the club, and then I can let other people into the club and see how they do, you know?
No.
It's the truth. You know, they ain't getting in our private VIP section, but hey, they can still get in the club. Install some bouncers in the club, you know? Works better.
Shield is down.
It's okay, Hugo. Sometimes we all typo.
My shield. Melt away. Shield is damaged.
Well, I hope you get the build done, alright? Make sure you follow it exactly and you'll have a lot of fun, Mr. So6. Then, like I said, if it works, you come back and you tell everybody that it works, alright? Hello, Mr. Singh?
This is your grave.
Because that is not what we do. In case you didn't know, Hugo, as a professional content creator, I'm responsible for what goes on in my Discord, and I do not, as a solo operative right now, I do not have the room to manage and curate that. If I do, and something goes wrong inside that Discord, I'm responsible, and that's my career on the line, so no. My Discord that I run personally is run by me, and I manage that. So either there's an in-game, it's not my job to make an in-game system better, no. In-game systems have to have their own thing. And if the in-game system won't do it, then that's on the devs. Yes, Lana, if there's a clan system in-game, then absolutely. We will assess you if you're worthy, but those who are worthy will be let in. Oh, sorry. I thought that was you, Hugo. My apologies. Yes. So that's the answer to Hunt instead. Read the wrong name. No, it's not my Ancient Knight build. It's my Serena build. Serena's gun build, and we'll use Last Dagger as the base. That being said, Ancient Knight will contain its own video because I still actually haven't finished it. But before I work on Ancient Knight, although I know Ancient Knight's almost done, I might actually finish off A-TAMS first because I think it's more important. Just because I want to see it. Listen, Sento. I'll say the same thing I said this morning. I don't want to talk about Season 3 because we have 90 days left in Season 2, Episode 2. And also, in 90 days, a lot of things can change. So I won't say it's confirmed, okay, until I see it in the patch notes. You know me. I don't operate on that basis. Y'all can get hyped for Season 3 if you want to, but we literally just started Season 2, Episode 2. I'd like to focus on that, and I think everybody should be focusing on that. We have 90 days left to go. You think your hype is going to last 90 days? Let's see. It's up to you if you want to follow that kind of thing, but all I think it is just distractions. Because literally, why are we talking about next season when this season just started? Why is that the focus? Why shouldn't they focus on the issues that we're currently experiencing? Because this season still has tons of bugs that need to be addressed. That's, to me, is more important. So why are they trying to, if you don't mind me saying it this way, why are they trying to divert attention away from what we have now? Because the arcade tuning tree is still poorly understood by a lot of people. Play what you like. Mr. RWYS. You can do both or play what you want, but what I will say is that shouldn't you be hanging out at a Warframe stream if it's that addicting to you? Because you see, I see no reason why somebody who's interested in a different game should be hanging around my streams and content. That makes very little sense, buddy. There's a lot more that they have to fix other than that, Kree guy. I'd wager the opposite. I mean, you might have a lot to do, but I don't have that much to do, and I'm still a content creator. So I'll say it's a nice, good burn. It's not the best, but also not the worst. I don't know, but I would say the sooner they do that, Mikey G, the better, because people need proper reactors, and all these features should have been in the game at launch. It's not like we didn't talk about it. And wow, that's a rude statement. You're just doom scrolling past my stream until he's back on? Okay. Insta banned. These TikTok people are wild. Sorry. If I'm not your first choice, then you've got no reason to be here. If I'm just a replacement for another streamer, or you won't even mention another streamer or another game, when I'm on my stream, I'll just throw you out. I don't care. Because if I'm gonna grow my audience, I curate my audience. People think that every viewer matters. Nope. If you're not here for me, you get thrown out straight away. Do not care who you are or, you know, what you are. See you later, Hunt. You have a great day. Do I have a favorite character? Nope. I play what I want to play or what is most efficient for the content, but I don't have a favorite because I feel that a lot of characters do have good potential. Of course, there will be some character that appears to be the best, but, you know, to me at least, I feel like there's a lot of ways around that. For example, I don't disagree that Serena's amazing for Void Erosion Purge, but from the Serenas that I've seen, they're not exactly doing super fantastic damage. it's still up to my Glade to spray down the elite. However, I'm very thankful that they can run my Glade to the end very fast. And they all seem to falter right at the end when it comes to the boss. Like, that's where I see them faltering a lot, unfortunately. So, ooh, I can go back and catalyst my thing. But yeah, that seems to be a problem for me. So when I look at that, I'm just like, eh. So I do want to make a Void Erosion Purge build for Serena at some point, but just not right now. I have my focus set on one thing at a time. And of course, you guys know I don't rush. I do things stage by stage, step by step. Because again, I think that that's important. Okay. Now, what else do we have that I can shove in here? An element would be nice. These are all special. No good. No good at all. Okay. I think I understand what I want. For now, this will do. What you also want is the full 12 module slots and ultimate weapons. 10 is enough. For now, I think that that's okay. At least for me, that's a fine restriction. Okay, let's go again. Syra, you can use a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, it's just all about building up the right things. Fair enough, Hugo. You can give that as a suggestion to them. Who knows? They might add it. There's always possibilities. Lol. Did I bump you? I'm sorry about that.
Oh, I'm good. I managed to pull back.
I was like, yo. Just saw you go flying off. Excuse me. And also, you know, somebody said something earlier, but did they say vehicles are confirmed for Season 3? What are we going to use vehicles for? Nobody even plays the open worlds. Like, how am I going to drive a vehicle in here? Because most of our content is instance-based. Are these devs sure they know what they're doing?
I think they've officially lost it.
Well, I'm gonna make as much money as I can from this, but that is very, very messed up. What do we even need a vehicle for? Like, please tell me, what am I gonna do with it? at most, what, Arcane is gonna hop in the back, and then we're just gonna literally just drive around the open world for all of 5 minutes and go like, dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Dracula. Like, seriously?
Burn. Melt away.
Even if they're gonna add an open world map, I don't know. They literally already had what is effectively an open world separated by regions, and what's the point of adding another open world map? I don't know. If they're just trying to add things that people want, they could have just added a goddamn clan system in the first place. Not like people haven't been talking about that since day one. Because even if you want to drive around in vehicles, the part of the fun of riding vehicles in almost any game, look at Halo and all that, what is one of the fun things about riding a vehicle? It's literally bumming with your friends. Right? Makes sense. No, I know it was in the leak and all that kind of stuff, or the news things, but like I said, to me, I feel that even if they're gonna add something just for that, then it's a vehicle that's literally only useful in one bit of content. I don't know. It just seems like they're throwing a gimmick in there that doesn't really fit with their current style. I'm all for them finding their own identity, but it still seems to me like they're listening to the wrong suggestions. Or they're just trying their hand at everything. Yeah, they said open world bosses and stuff like that. But again, I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see. Until it's in the patch notes, I am not gonna get hyped for it. And more importantly, they got a lot to work on before they even get there. At least in my opinion. Because if they half-ass this while still trying to fix other things, they're not gonna have a great time. See, even if it's one drives, one shoots, then the content is gonna be all team-based. So then, you know what's gonna happen? I can already foresee it. The solo player's like, I don't have friends, a table flip. So unless they're gonna make it so that when you're the only driver, you can control the gun as well. And then in that case, then it's gonna go back to the same thing, where people are gonna be in this open world alone. Then they're gonna have to generate several private instances of this open world. So I don't know how all this is gonna work, because, okay, people talk about open world being successful, but what about all the big open world failures? Do y'all ever remember a game called Defiance? Because I played that shit. In fact, it had some pretty awesome weapons too, and kind of fun events that you could do in the open world. But it failed. So much so that it shut down. And of course I heard that it was coming back or something like that. Fun shit. If it ever blows up, becomes popular, I'll be back on that shit. But the solo part is definitely killing the game, and that's why I don't understand. Like, this is not that type of game. This was always designed as a looter shooter. If they wanna, you know, get more of an identity, then they need to look beyond just Destiny and Warframe. They need to be sitting down and actually planning how are they gonna make this whole game work. You can't just throw random systems at people and think that something's gonna stick. That's not how gaming or personal taste even works. You gotta have a vision. Even with my music, right? I don't just throw some random shit together and say, hey, this sounds great, I'm gonna post this up. No. You don't do that. What you need to do is oh, by the way, we gotta go back. We didn't touch the waypoint. There we go. I touched it.
Oh. It was there for me. It was weird.
Yeah, because I touched it. I went back and touched it. Because there's that one waypoint, right? You have to actually hit it. You have to go through it. And if you go too fast, because it spawns later than how fast you can go, yeah, it just won't hit. Can't remember if it was based on a TV show or whatever, but either way, it was a decent game, just horrifying execution. And no, Mr. Abzui, they never nerfed the Restored Relic. Check my patch notes video. No nerf in there. They only toned down the visual effects, so your Restored Relic is just as strong as before if you're using my build. If you're not using my build, then that'll be your first problem. You need to level every weapon to 40 if you want to max out your mastery rank. That's why everyone leveled up their blue and purple weapons. It's so easy to do. Just take it into one mission with Freyna and just wipe up, or, you know, wipe out a couple of missions with Freyna. Just hold it in your hands and you're good to go. You know? That's how we did it. We used to just level up every single weapon to 40. It didn't actually take that long. I don't know, laid back. If the open world is endgame, you're gonna hear a whole bunch of people screaming and yelling. Because the entire story mode is not exactly open world, it's instance based. Then all of a sudden we got open world. They should just make all the story missions all open world. You know? The one whole map should be entirely open world, and they need to start there. They need to make a lot of changes if they want this to go open world. No, I think that this game is great. Oh, you're talking about Defiance? Defiance was okay. I actually enjoyed my time with it, but it was just like so poorly optimized I couldn't play it well. Like, if not for that, I think I would have played it a lot longer, because I actually enjoyed the gameplay during the time that I played it, but it just felt so poorly optimized.
I think my caught earlier than I thought I was gonna be.
Lol. Alright, you can go ahead anytime you need, Arcane.
Sorry.
It's all good, man. Go get some rest. Mr. Ebzoy, if it's not shooting as fast as it used to, I think that maybe you've changed something in your build. Because my Restored Relic, I can guarantee you, is shooting at the exact same pace. No! Fell off the map. That it used to. So, yeah. My Restored Relic is functioning just the same as it always was. The only speed up is when I use accelerated drive shaft. But then again, I haven't reworked my cores into all 20%. So the only thing that could have changed is maybe you changed your cores, or maybe you changed something else. But yeah, no, my Restored Relic is at the same fire rate it was before, so there's definitely no nerf. If there is a nerf, don't worry, I'll cover it. Because I'll be the first one to complain.
I will catch you later.
See you later, my dear friend. Go get some rest, buddy. See you later. Bye. Listen, So 6, one voice won't change anything. It's not me who has to go and talk to them. It needs everybody. It needs everybody here to talk to them. I mean, Ebzui, I can literally prove it in one go if you don't mind. Like, right after I'm finished running this, I can just pick up Glay and go.
Watch your feet.
I would say my Glay is still fully capable, but people are saying Serena is the best. I haven't tried Serena in there. I have not made a Void Erosion Purge build for Serena. Alright? So, you're gonna have to wait for me to test that. I will test it live on stream, but, you know, I haven't tested it yet. So do be aware of that. When I do test it, you'll see me testing it on stream, and then I'll give you my conclusion after that. But for now, I still use my Glay when I need cores, because I do still need cores, unfortunately. Oh no!
Melt away. How was that?
What the? You guys saw that, right? I cast twice and it just went through the wall and ended up on the other side. That's so weird. I shot my projectile here and that... What? Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, just keep an eye on my stream because I do everything live, bro. Well, before sharing it on my YouTube anyway. Everything is tested live on both YouTube and TikTok. Yep, the Serena boss build is coming out today. All right, my usual video release on YouTube will cover this arena bossing build. Well, So6, just follow my build. It literally says Glay and Last Dagger build for all content. It's on my YouTube channel. All the builds that I use are right there. Just follow them. But first, you go test my Ines build, So6. See whether you can trust me. But remember, like I said, once you figure that you can trust my build, So6, you better tell everybody that there's only one builder you trust. All right? Because I want everybody to know where they can get real information. After that, you can follow my Glay build. But prove it to yourself first. Make sure you really trust me. Then you can build all my builds. Everything that you need is on my channel. All you have to do is follow it. You do not need to think for yourself. You do not need to understand anything for yourself. You just follow what I do. If you can, I mean, you can go think for yourself if you want to, but you're going to come to the same conclusion, FYI. Honest suggestion, So6, don't do two things at once. Go build my Ines build first, focus on that. Once you have that up to snuff, you've tested, and you are sure that my work can be trusted 100%, you're ready, then absolutely, by all means, go ahead and build my Glay build. But I'm always a big believer in you gotta prove it first. Because I'm very confident I can prove it, but you need to prove it to yourself first. Because if you have any doubts in your mind, you're gonna question it, then you're gonna waste time. Once you have a doubt in your mind saying, maybe somebody else's is better, then you're going to go and try somebody else's. You're going to waste your time, and it may dampen your interest in the game. We can tell them, Ebzoid, but they got to believe it for themselves. That's the key. So that's why I always tell people, I'm not afraid of that. Try it. And I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. If at any time my stuff fails you, feel free to block me, because I can guarantee you my stuff will not fail. But I'm open-minded in the sense that, hey, listen, if my stuff fails you, you know, then please, by all means, block me off, throw me out of here. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. No problem, Zales. And again, I appreciate the vote of confidence. I do. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Like I said, I'm just here to help people. And that's why when I'm in the process of helping people, what I always say is, try it for yourself. Try it for yourself. You got to believe it for yourself. Once you believe it for yourself, you're set. You know? But it all starts with that belief. How's that Linkin Park song go? It starts with one thing. I don't know why. Doesn't even matter how hard you try. Right? XP guide for the weapon, you don't need that, Dave Dragon. There's only 2 activities to get weapon XP fast. 400%, or you go to the Special Operation Defense mission. You can do either one. I find the defense mission a little bit boring, so I'm in the 400%. Plus, I really want some Amorphous, so I can get more Catalyst Blueprints. But basically, 2 activities, that's it. There's no need for an XP guide. Throw on your booster, you clear these 2 activities with a farming build, with a fast farming build, and you're good to go. That's how we get weapon XP these days. Alright? So, I mean, it's your choice what you want to do, but that's what we would do. Anytime I need weapon XP, I either do Special Operations, Defense Mission, which is the best, or this. My Valby build is old and it's not really useful. I used to use that when we used to farm Valby Road, and I only bring it out if I need to farm Valby Road, but I genuinely have not worked on this build. Alright, I haven't played Valby, even with all her buffs, because she hasn't been that good. The problem is Freyna and, you know, all the others are a lot better. I've wasted a lot of time working on Valby builds. But what I can do is, you know, maybe in future, once I have some free time, I might showcase, you know, how to work a Valby build. But either way, it's not that great. I will be honest with you, it's not that great. Because her power is a lot less than Freyna's and everybody else's. And literally, she doesn't have a casting range. She has to bounce her orb on the ground in order to even create or spread a puddle. So it's not very effective.
Shield is down.
Nothing wrong with liking her. That's not a problem. Absolutely, please, by all means, go ahead and like your Valby. Again, it's not an issue. It's not a problem. Please like your Valby, but just be aware that she's not exactly the greatest in history. I'm sure Jaber will rise from the ashes, you know. Kyle is okay. Kyle was the original flying man. Very different to Serena. The characters do talk often, but I'm at the point where I just tune it out. I don't even hear it anymore. Contagion, dude. This is in my Freyna build. Just pop on Contagion and you're good to go. Because Contagion is powerful. And it remains powerful, actually. It's the good stuff. Fully upgraded reactor, some good Contagion, and you are good.
Watch your feet.
Hello, DJ Haru. What's going on?
Shield is damaged. Damn it. How was that?
Sniped.
Ah, my shield.
Sounds like you're doing something wrong, Mr. Ebzui. Because I'm using that exact same build right now. The only thing I changed was amplification control. You see, this is my exact same build. I have some arcade tuning for range to compensate for maximized range, but I don't know what the problem is because this is what I've got. Contagion right here. No hanky-panky, dude. It's the exact same build. You can go double check. And, I mean, I did tell y'all to switch to power increase, but even if you have focus on toxic here, it's not going to change anything. So, if your toxic's not throwing that much toxic, you've done something wrong. You have something that is completely wrong in the build. I don't know what it is, but you've screwed up something. And I can tell you that much. That's why I laid back. You can't just trust people randomly. You got to test for yourself. And we do the testing live on stream. That's why when somebody tells me, but I do this and it doesn't work, I said, you screwed up something somewhere. Because I can play the exact same thing right in front of your damn eyes, and it will just show you that I am doing exactly what you're doing. But something went wrong somewhere. You probably should, Mr. Ebzui. Once you do, I promise you, you'll have a good result. Because this is where a lot of people go wrong. They always think. They always think that they've done the same thing, but are they sure? You always got to double check. Now, anyway, guys on YouTube, don't forget to like and share the stream. The more we share the stream, the more we help people with our knowledge. The more people come in, the more people they learn. All right? We want to help as many people as possible learn. Because if they don't learn, well, that's not going to go very well, is it? What reactor? It's in my video, Midas. Go straight to my channel, look for Freyna farming video. Now, please use a gold reactor, all right? But the stats you need are in my video. Just focus on the substats and go get a gold reactor with those substats. Make sure you've got at least a tactical rifle mounting. You can put any other mounting you want on it. But attack rifle mounting is the most important thing. Why? Because Freyna actually uses... Now, I'm using her to level up my guns, but you're supposed to use her with Secret Garden because of the Secret Garden's unique ability, all right? So that is what I would recommend that you do. A-TAMS needs one more catalyst. And then... I will readjust. Do I know a good farm for reactor electric for an S? You should be able to check yourself. Anybody who doesn't know how to farm a reactor, pay attention because I'll only show you guys once. Okay? You should all know this by now. When you go to the map, do you see difficulty level rewards? Here, when you're in this screen, you search for the type of reactor you want, so electric. Then you look at electric tech. So it's only dropped in 2 locations this week, defense line, fractured monolith. You try all of the missions there and you find which one gives you the best reactors. That's what we do. That's how we farm reactors. I'm sure there are resources out there, or maybe somebody else can tell you which is the best mission to do, but I usually test it myself because week to week, I always feel differently. All right, so I hope that information helps. Anyone who doesn't know how to farm a reactor, please make sure you know this, because all of you should know this. Once again, one more time, you go into the map, down the bottom, difficulty level rewards. Click that. Filter for the type of reactor you want. You want to farm for Freyna? You look for Toxic. Toxic Tech drops in 2 locations. You go check them both out. Chill drops, like let's say you want Chill Singular, drops in 2 locations. Check them out. Okay? Same thing. Ines this week, Tech is in 2 locations. Check them out. See what's good. All right? Defense line, you can go to the Valby Road. It's dropping there. Okay? Which is a great farm, FYI. Or, you know, Fractured Monolith. These ones I haven't really tested, but you can go give it a go. I feel that there was one here that was decent, but you can check it out for yourself. All right, that's how we do it. Make sure you guys know this. If you guys do not know this, then your journey is going to be a lot harder. The link to my build in YouTube, Ebzui, all you have to search for is Freyna farming RealAsianRobot on YouTube. All right, you can literally just go to YouTube's search bar, okay? Freyna farming RealAsianRobot. There you go. And then you'll see endgame farming build for Freyna. All right, it says the First Descendant best Freyna build guide for endgame farming. It's literally a 1-step process. Klingwalker, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to watch the stream back because I've already repeated it twice. You should already have heard everything. If you didn't, sorry. Please watch the stream back. Library and map are the most important. Everybody should know them. Follow what they say. All you gotta do is just do what they do. What they tell you to do, anyway. I stream on both YouTube and TikTok at the same time. My main stream is always on YouTube. Over 130 viewers right now. That's how we operate. TikTok is my secondary. I'm building up slowly, but most of my streams are on YouTube. Because I also play Monster Hunter Wilds, but I can't stream that on TikTok for some weird reason. So I stream that exclusively on YouTube. Do I think Valby can still clear most of the harder content in the game? I have never played Valby in my life because, in my personal opinion, she's so damn weak. But look, maybe if you like her and play her, she's strong. I just don't have the capacity right now to work on Valby. I'm focusing on other, better, stronger characters. TikTok's an okay platform. I like it because I think it's very easily accessible and it gives me access to a wider audience, you know, can introduce them to more of my stuff. Remember, anytime you need to search one of my videos, just type in Freyna farming build, or Ines farming build, or Ines boss build, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. And RealAsianRobot. Just add the word RealAsianRobot. Or if you're confused, just say Ines build RealAsianRobot. It'll show you all the videos I've done. You know? Void Erosion RealAsianRobot. It'll take you to my thing. As long as you put RealAsianRobot in there, it should lead you to my videos. And you'll see my face on every thumbnail. Alright? You don't see my face on a thumbnail, that ain't one of my videos. Alright, this face, this beautiful face right here, now that's gonna be on every thumbnail. We did use Valby Road for a long time back in the day when we had no other option. I'm not saying it was a bad choice or a bad selection, it's just that it's not very useful right now. Not anymore, anyway. When A-TAMS build? When it's been fully tested, my friend. And yes, make sure to subscribe and also register me as your content creator. Anyone who hasn't done so, here's the support link. It has popped up in YouTube chat. Register me as your creator. I want as many supporters as possible. Okay? You also can check out my music on SoundCloud, but I'll, you know, post that up a little later. Currently, we are making AI-generated music, but it's the good shit. If you don't believe me, you can test it out on my SoundCloud. See whether you change your mind. I know many of you have heard very sloppy AI creations. Yeah, you want to hear mine. Mine is, well, I won't spoil the surprise. Go check it out. Look at the toxic spread. Look at that. Look at that. This is what contagion can do. No hands, people. No hands. Now, Sir Tommy, we got a new song coming later today. I think you're going to get very excited for it. I don't want to spoil it too much. It's metal, so I know you're going to like it. And it's a very interesting concept. 2 very, very hot songs are ready to go. One today, one on Sunday. So I know my boy Sir Tommy is going to love it. I'm not going to put up the Spotify right now because I'm actually going to change my Spotify arena. So that's going to be the old one. That one's tagged to SoundCloud. I'm actually going to have a whole new Spotify for my AI music. So hold off on advertising Spotify first. We're going to rejig things. There's going to be a new Spotify channel with only my AI stuff. Greetings, WAP65. How you doing? Hello, Victor Handel. But yes, everything is well. I'm a rapper, not a singer, actually. But producing my own music has a very long production cycle. AI music shortens the process because I've got a lot of ideas and concepts. But, you know, I like to just work it fast. And AI gives me the opportunity to explore things that I couldn't do without a full-on band. You know? It's okay, Rena. When I return to rapping in future, I can use my old profile. I just can't use that one right now because it's tagged to SoundCloud. But it's alright. You know, I'm going to have 2 profiles. I'm going to be one of them special artists, you know? Like how there is Machiavelli. And then there is Tupac. Same thing. Okay?
New subscriber detected.
Anyway, the most important thing is go click on my support link if you haven't already, guys. Make sure y'all click on that where it says register me as your creator. Say yes. That's it. That's all you got to do. And renew your support every month or so. If you register me more than a month ago, hit the button again. Register me again. All right. The more supporters I have, the more I can do for you. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, now here. What shall I do with these? Excuse me. There we are. That's what I wanted. Now we're talking. Okay, let's head back to town. Yes, enjoy the farming. Do you have to pay for becoming a supporter? No. You become a supporter if, right? If you put me as your content creator, you have to pay for it. Just that whenever you make a purchase in game, it counts as a supporter. So if you at least buy the battle pass, then it helps me out. But either way, I don't care how much you spend. My commission is very small. So whether you spend $1,000 or you just spend $10, doesn't matter to me. The only reason I want supporters is so that people know which creator to follow. If I can get on top of the support charts, or rather keep my place on top of the support charts, it helps me out. And it helps the community out. I don't care about the money. I make way more money by just being my badass YouTube streamer self. So the commission that I get, minimal. So I'm not even worried about that. Now, what I need to do is put some cores in this bad boy. And I'm going to do exactly that.
If you need something for battle, you won't find anyone better.
Hello, bad boy. Let us put a core in the bad boy. Now, which one has a better multiplier? Let's check. Who has the higher base? 1.5, 1.65.
If you're gonna go out looking like that, you might as well write your last will and testament before you leave.
Let's see whether or not I get a better crit. Which one turns up gold first? Don't care about crit hit rate. Come on, give me a maximum roll. It has to be a gold roll either way. And welcome new subscribers as well. Hope you have a great time with us. I could do this all day. I said give me a gold roll, and that's exactly what you're gonna do. A purple damage roll. Okay. Okay, I dig. Again. Let's see, gold roll, come on. Which one are you gonna give me? I'm willing to spend another, I'd say 20. If that's what it takes to roll perfection, I'm gonna spend. Not quite there yet. Come on, gold roll. Gold roll. I'll happily spend another 20. Okay, gold roll. So crit hit damage came first. Fair enough. Now for the free augmentation, what do I do here? Let me see what will happen if I just put in firepower first. Gun build comes out today, pal. Go with that. Sprint speed 20%. Now we're talking. Now let's make the other thing also sprint speed. I hate the sockets on this, but I'm okay with it. Actually, you know what? I'll keep the recoil. I'm gonna keep the recoil. Why? Because I'm a badass like that. I like that. Okay, back at it. Do you have the correct cores and weapon rolls? Because modules for Glay, all this kind of stuff, that's not going to help you. What about your RK tuning? That could also be a difference, because don't forget, right now I've got RK tuning. Let's put on Last Dagger. Let's see. Also, different loadouts have different capabilities. Do you see the difference? This one is 1.1, this one 95, 94. How do you get legendary rolls? Keep re-rolling until you get them, dude. You gotta get your weapon rolls correct, you gotta get your cores correct. You gotta follow everything in the build, dude. You don't just keep rolling until you get them. So 6, that's it. You just have to keep rolling. It's luck and chance, bro. You can never reach my DPS if you don't have the exact rolls that I have. So if you didn't get top tier rolls, roll again. Roll again. You can get, if you're satisfied with close to top tier, that's fine, but you'll have a bit less DPS. That's how it works, all right? Hey, Saifudin, how's it going? So go get your tier 10 cores and go roll. That's what you got to do. You want top tier damage? This is how it operates. There's no easy solution. Grind and face the RNG. I wish there was an easier solution, but there isn't one, unfortunately. So all you can do is grind, grind, grind. Now then, back to what we were doing. One second, I gotta save this information. It's important. Okay, good. Yep. The more you grind, the closer you get to perfection. I promise you that. So grind, grind, grind. But please remember that certain things you need to get them maxed out. Like fire rate, unfortunately, because that's a big chunk of DPS, you need to get that to 20%. It's hard, I know. Trust me, it's one of the worst rolls in the game. That's why green core rolls can take you up to 12 hours, you know, to do. And that's why they've increased the number of cores and stuff like that. It's good, it's better for people, I'm happy. But the green core rolls are horrendous. I will say that straight. It is a horrifying experience. You are not going to like it. But what I will also say is that all this stuff, you can't really avoid. Because when you want to get that max DPS, you have to go for it. And it sucks. It sucks. I've spent over 200 green tier 10 cores, and it took me ages to get them. So I understand the frustration. You can prefer capacity, but what's going to happen is that you'll be very slow at dealing your DPS. That's the problem. And capacity is only useful for characters that are not Glay. So you can choose to do whatever you want to do, but just be aware that you will not achieve best results. And if you do that, other people may look down on your DPS, and I'm just going to say that straight, because whenever I see a Glay that goes in and they're not dealing best DPS, I immediately look at that Glay and I say, okay, this Glay is doing something funky, and they're not doing it correct. Now, it could be that, you know, you built your gun for other stuff, and that's totally okay, but just be aware that, you know, technically, people can get upset. But usually the people that I encounter don't do stuff like that, so it's fine. But just be aware that that's the risk you're taking. And oh crap, ran out of MP. Weapon proficiency levels do not affect weapon DPS in any way, shape, or form. Anyone that tells you that is a moron. Your weapon proficiency levels, unlike Descendant levels, do not have an effect on stats. We tested this when the game first came out because everyone was spreading the misinformation that higher proficiency means more damage. It doesn't work that way. Weapon proficiency has no effect on damage. There's an easy way to test it for yourself, just in case you don't trust me. What you do is you go into the lab with your weapon after resetting it to level 1. You test the damage. Same build, don't change any mods. Then, after you level it up one time, like you don't have to level it one level, but just go into a 400%, it'll reach like level 20 or something. Then you go and test it in. See if there's any change in your DPS. There will be 0 change in your DPS. And please take off any crit mods and try not to hit a weak spot. Alright, this way your DPS will just be the consistent firearm damage that you have on it. It'll be the same. Only modules affect damage, unfortunately. Or perhaps fortunately, because then everyone will worry about having a level 40 gun, right?
Shield is down. Ah, my shield.
Just call me the Punisher. Oh yeah. I think I'm about ready. Almost there, right? I think I'm about ready. We getting there, we getting there. Okay. Wait, I should probably change my inversion reinforcer. I was kind of using the old one, which is not so good. I better make it better. Crucial information. Good. Grinding for green cores is, I think, far worse in my opinion. But I would say both grinds are around the same level. I understand how frustrating it is for you guys, because it's very difficult to get correct rolls. It is a pain. You know, I feel you on that. I'll be honest with you. No, it isn't. So 6. No, it isn't. Anything less than at least 900,000 DPS, you're not going to have a great time. Okay, I'll be real with you. But if you really want to, you can go in and try and see what happens. Okay? But I would not recommend it. Now, I need to see. Well, the yellow cores, nobody ever uses them, so everyone has them in stock. If you really want a 20% sprint rate, that's fine, but I think most people don't bother with the sprint rate that much anyway. At least not that much, in my opinion. Of course, that's just my opinion. But yeah, I've never bothered that much with the sprint rate because I don't really need it that much unless the gun has natural yellow cores that I just want to utilize. Then in that case, fair enough and fine, you know? Yes and no, only to an extent. I believe it's only, what, one of them? So you can only use one core for damage on Bunny. I do agree on that, but that's why I slapped it on my Enduring Legacy, because it has 2 natural yellow rolls. I was like, hey, 20% sprint speed. I think you only need one, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong on that. It should be just one core you need. Or it could be two now, actually, because you need to cross 800 gets buffed by the 80, then you increase the movement speed. Although you could also get that with your arcade tuning. Or you could literally just get it in your... Yeah, you could just get it in your arcade tuning instead. I'll think about it later. Because the maximum, I think, is 1,300. So I do not want to go overboard with that. But I think on the Enduring Legacy, what I have is the grapple, cooldown reduction, and sprint speed reduction. So I can go ham. I believe it's not 2,000. 2,000 is the maximum fire rate, Kree guy. It should not be the maximum sprint speed. Max is 1,300. Don't get them mixed up. 2,000 is fire rate. That is the maximize fire rate. But then again, I'd say Bunny's the only exception. One more. One more module. Well, two more, but you get what I mean. Okay, off we go. Nothing wrong with learning something new, though. Yep. Let's see if I can get some of this done in those 9 minutes.
This is your blade. Damn it. Ugh. Shield is down. Shield is damaged.
Yeah, back when this was my bread and butter, you know, I used to go through this all the time. I heard a weird drop sound. What the hell? No, just regular things. That was a very, very strange drop sound. Or is it something else? Well, doesn't matter. Because a transmod just dropped over there. They didn't make that drop sound. Excuse me. A red mod literally just dropped over there. but it didn't make the sound a second time, so I don't know. I had never heard that sound before. But either way, it doesn't really matter. I have every mod in the game, so I'm relaxed. Depends on what old days he's talking about. So you might need to specify. Because 5 minutes for an outpost definitely sucks. I've heard about it, Matthias, but like I said, I questioned it this morning because, first and foremost, why aren't they focusing on Season 2? There's 90 days more in Season 2, Episode 2. And also, even if they're going to introduce open world, what's it going to do? So we have a vehicle that we can only use in one map. So, I don't know. It seems to me like there are big glaring issues here. And if people want to stay hyped for it, that's fine. But I don't think people are going to keep their hype for 90 days. We'll see. I would have rather they focus on fixing what they've got right now. But anyway, I'll keep an open mind. But I would like to also keep my boots on the ground. So I'm going to stick to focusing on Season 2, Episode 2. Other people want to hype Season 3, I leave them to it. Could be. Could be a double ringing sound. Okay, one more. I think, because look, I understand marketing. I understand how people do politics. Matthias, it almost felt like them talking about Season 3 now, when there's 90 days left in Season 2, Episode 2, is all like a distraction. Because I feel like they want to distract people from balancing changes that are made here. So I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to hype people early for Season 3 so they can make some sweeping nerfs or balancing changes in Season 2. I hope I'm wrong, but that is the ploy that I would use if I was in their position. And so they deliberately got their favorite game journalist to pretty much do that. They got their favorite game journalist to listen to them so that they would publish the information and work on videos about it. And then, while everybody is all distracted by the game journalist posts being made by their personal shills, because you'll notice they don't exactly go to me. Because they know that I would ask them burning questions instead. I would ask them why they're not listening to their community. They don't go to me for that. Alright, they don't go to the Punisher for that. No. They'll go to their favorite media outlet. And then they'll talk about it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You can call me a conspiracy nutter. You can call me this and that. And I hope to God I'm wrong. Please let me be wrong. But if I'm right, well, I think that's going to cost them a lot of trust. So we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. Please let me be wrong. Please don't let me be right like I was in Helldivers. Okay?
Damn it. Shield.
I hope to God everything goes the way that people want. And we actually get such fantastic changes that I'm wrong and we get another 30,000 players. And I'm happy. Fair enough, Victor. Nothing wrong with hoping the game or wishing the game had more challenge. Just that, you know, well, we all know how that's gonna go. For now. Still, maybe at some point, challenge can be reintroduced. Like I said, there's a lot of balancing changes right now.
Shield is damaged.
I don't mind watching spoilers and things like that. Either way, you guys will bring me the news whether I want it or not. So I'm not too worried on spoilers, but that gives me a lot of extra time to think about things. And that's why I'm worried. Because I feel like right now there's a lot of glaring issues to address. There's a lot of things that still need fixing and a lot of things that we still need to do. So why a distraction piece? Why a sudden distraction out of nowhere? That's because you're trying to do it without having a full build, Mr. So6. Told you, you need the full build.
Shield is down.
You cannot just make one part of a build or half do the build and then expect it to be easy. It's not going to be that. It's still bugged, yes, it wasn't in the hotfix at all. So unfortunately, as far as I know, it's still bugged.
Damn it. The shield.
Ooh, annihilated. Now that's fun. Oops. Ah, damn it. Accidentally unequipped it all. Ah, well, that's fine. I'll just go back to town and equip it all again. You're supposed to build an S first, Mr. So6. You're supposed to fully finish my NES build for stages 1 to 25. Look up my video. Use this build for stage 1 to 25. That's an NES build. You're supposed to build that up first. Get to stage 25. Then you'll have a much easier time crafting cores. You can craft up cores. So you're doing things out of order, which is exactly what I warned you about. I did tell you right at the start. I told you right at the start. You, dear sir, you're supposed to build things first. You need to watch every single video. Did you do that? You tried to skip ahead. You tried to go straight to a Glade build. No cores, you can't build that. Your first step in NES, get to stage 25. Then you carry on from there. If you go out of order, Mr. So6, this is where a lot of people fail. They'll say, oh, this build doesn't work or that doesn't work. But why are you skipping steps? There's a proper order to everything. You have to spend the hours grinding. Well, not really. It's just that this guy on TikTok, I think he's new. So it's not that, you know, he's struggling. It's just that he hasn't even built the correct stuff. There's an order. Like I said, you follow the order. You don't follow the order, you try and rush, you're the one who's going to lose out. End of story. All right? No matter which way you slice it, you're going to suffer. You can't be lazy. So don't be lazy, don't skip steps. If you're lazy, you'll forever be weak. Your choice at the end of the day. But don't be lazy. This is a grinding looter shooter game. So get your grind on. Now then, while we have a short break, don't forget to check out my SoundCloud. The more of you that support my music, the better. Now, I believe I just need one more spot catalyzed, and we're good to go. Then we're gonna go do some fun little tests. But for now, this is alright. Gonna need more power, but that's okay. I can live with it. I appreciate you YouTube people making those statements, but unfortunately the dude's on TikTok, he won't be able to see it. Good sentiment though. The more you grind, the better you become. Now let's go see what is today's stuff. Caligo Ossuary, that's not too bad. What's the other one? Hagios. The Haven. It's always the bloody Haven. Off you go, Mr. So6. I've already got a full restored relic, but, you know, if you need it, grab it. If you want it.
When will you visit again?
Infiltration operation. There we go. Crystallization cat. Con katapon katapon. Craig's reverse fate. Give me all them dies. Alright, this is looking good. This is looking good. Now, intercept battle. Who deserves to get the first skin? Serena, shiny and gold. She shall receive the first Tormentor skin. Now, let's go purchase the other stuff. Ah, storage slots, equipment slots, all the glorious, glorious things. I'll take the research material chest. Don't mind if I do. Give me them hair dyes and all that. Just the blueprint, unfortunately. But that's okay. Now let's go sell blueprints that we have too many of. We got tons of Sir Ina. I should go and fetch more blueprints, which I will. Once I go have fun with the A-TAMS. Almost there. There we go. At the end of the day, all grinds make you stronger. They make you better. That's what makes grinding worthwhile. Now, I do want to do Sigma Sector another day, so we're gonna switch over and have some fun right now. So, time for my bossing build. We're gonna use this. This is my crit setup. Let's mess around with the Ancient Knight first. Excuse me. Gonna take that. And of course we'll have full fire in here, because why not? Full fire priority. Of course we'll have some weak point damage in there. Now, let's say we go do things that we shouldn't do. Vouchers, max is 600 in all circumstances. Now, let's go do some illegal things. Let's see how fast we can collapse these battles, shall we? I've got some things to open up. Like I said, Victor, I'm going to keep my boots on the ground right now. I'm only going to focus on Season 2, Episode 2, because no point in waiting for something 90 days away. In 90 days away, we'll have even more monsters to hunt in Monster Hunter Wilds, and I might be an eternal rank. I might reach eternity in Marvel Rivals. Lots is gonna happen in 90 days.
This is divine punishment. Ask for it as a monster.
Yeah. That's fun. Besides, I haven't bossed Squirt since their last update, so let's go open some Amorphous real fast. Real fast and real snazzy. How much damage did I deal? Total? 20 million. His hit points are so low. Not that it matters, we just want to open up some of these. We'll hit it 3 more times, we'll move on to the next one. We'll hit that 3 more times, move on to the next one. It is. I did it back in the old days when it was a real serious grind. Grinded like, I think 6 hours just for it. Straight. But now it's a lot easier. I think you can get some of it from your 400%, which is not too bad when they come out. Otherwise, you're stuck doing missions, and it is a pain.
Purification.
Shing! Shing!
Face the flames. Purification.
Let's go get more blueprints to sell.
Impudent bastards.
No.
This is divine punishment. Do not fall. I have punished the wicked.
Okay, one more to go. It's all for ETA 0. I haven't done boss tours in a long time. Shing! Nice. I mean, Serena can kill anything in the intercept anytime. She has no troubles and no problems. Well, why did you follow somebody else, Mr. Chinese dude on TikTok? I told you before, right? You waste your time following somebody else, then you get it wrong, then you come here and you have to change your build. Then why you waste your time? Don't waste time, okay? When you just do the correct thing, you will have no problem. You do the wrong thing, you will have problem, okay? Now you can get the proper build with all the MSG, okay? Hey Cat, what's up? It's all good. This dude on TikTok, he just said that, you know, he's watching my Ines build on another monitor, and he's pretty sure whoever he followed to build Ines is shit. I'm like, duh. If you watch properly, you see the testing, and you understand. Okay, we don't just go in and throw things together. We test properly. Okay. I tell you, all this to other people, they put all the random ingredients in their build. Okay. It's like trying to make egg fried rice without 3 ingredients, okay? Egg fried rice only have 3 ingredients. Egg, fry, and rice. Anyway, all jokes aside, it's okay. At least now you can enjoy it, right? Once you enjoy the proper build, life is good. Don't have the proper build, life is pretty miserable.
I will cleanse this place.
Just like Serena, gun builder. Only have 3 things, okay? Serena, gun, and build.
Face the flame. As quiet as a monster.
Uncle Robot got your back, okay? Uncle Robot can help you, no problem. Okay, we're gonna do it again. I think I don't even need to use the first skill on this. I mean, it doesn't really matter. If you just want to shave 1 second off your kill time, should still be able to get it. You don't have to delete that message. It's fine. Aren't you that guy that tried to correct my pronunciation? I recognize your name. If you're not that guy, then, well, either way, bro. I hope you're not that guy. Please understand that people from all over the world pronounce the same word differently. You know, we have accents, so yeah, just don't be that guy correcting pronunciations. Either way, I hope you're not that guy, but welcome, Bobby. Carrying on. Well, thank you for that, regardless. I appreciate that. If you're man enough to admit that, I got respect for you. Lots of people won't. My Chinese friend used to have a saying. Doesn't matter how you pronounce something, as long as, you know, you can understand what the other person means, that's all that matters. So whenever I would correct his pronunciation, back in the day when I was younger, he'd always say, as long as you can understand, you don't mind, right? You get my meaning or not? You get my meaning, then you don't need to care, right? So at that point, I realized, yeah, he's right. As long as I grasp the meaning, ain't a problem. You don't need to change a damn thing for the Colossus, Dave Dragon. That's why if you look at my Glay and Last Dagger build for all content, you don't need to change anything for Colossus. You can go in with the same build and delete Colossus just like I delete anything. It's all good, Bobby. I forgive you. You admitted it? It's all good. We're square. But yeah, Dave Dragon, you can literally take my Glay build anywhere and just go smoke whatever Colossus you want to smoke. You don't need to change anything. If you want, I can prove it to you. If you want. Because it's a very, very simple and straightforward thing. Run up to the Colossus and start blasting. And they're dead. Alright. Now forgive me, I just gotta open up a couple more for some. Just on a quick boss tour. Don't you worry. My boss tours don't take too long.
I have punished the wicked.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to Glay after this. Only takes me a second anyway. This is the Ancient Knight, also known as the AK-57, because it literally looks like an AK. Is dagger good for Haley? Nope. On a scale of 1 to absolutely not, absolutely not. You can try it, but you're going to be disappointed. I'll just say that straight. Okay, where's my Glay gun build? There it is. All right. Now, this is actually the Void Erosion build. I'm sure you guys have seen it before, right? So, with the Void Erosion build, you want to play Glay. You can just up your gun damage and whatnot. Arcade tuning, please make sure it's set to gun with a crit. In case there's a crit loadout for the gun. Now, I will update this in a video later. I know you guys don't have access to this right now, which is totally fine. All right, this is just to prove that you can use it for Colossi. All right, we'll go to the same places that I went. Or, in fact, that might be a little too easy. How about I go to, say, Frostwalker? Always use the appropriate gun on the appropriate character. Use the appropriate gun on the wrong character, you might have a problem. Just saying. Oh, you're talking Tormentor. Now, Tormentor is a little bit different. Tormentor, you can use Glay, but you're gonna be a lot slower. Ines is much faster. Sorry, Serena's much faster. No, it doesn't. Not on Haley. It does on Serena, but Serena has Mondo damage. On Haley, I don't think you'd get significant use out of it. You might get it. You might make it okay for like these Colossi, but when a person asks me, is dagger good for a character, I think in all contexts. I don't just think in one thing. Because if I tell him yes, right? Think about how my information is interpreted. If I tell him yes and he takes it in a Void Erosion Purge, he's going to suffer a lot. Firing Fiesta has a 15-second cooldown. So when a person asks me a question, I have to think about it in context and in the situation of what might this person do with my information. Because don't forget, I'm an official content creator. So using Firing Fiesta on the dagger makes it just fine. Yes. For fast Colossus kills with Serena. In that context, okay. I still wouldn't take it with her into Void Erosion Purge. I'd rather take a different weapon in. Just saying. That's why, that's the difference. Like, you know, I have to think when a person asks me a question. And I have to do it in a split second. That's why I'm very used to it. It's all good, Matt. But when a person asks me a question, I got to think on my feet real fast. For Tormentor, I can show you a quick Tormentor fight. Give me a second to prepare. Okay, this is it. Yeah, should be fine. Now, arcade tuning. Okay. Inversion reinforcer. Toxic. Okay. Okie dokie day. This is Tormentor with Glay. You can still win, but I'm gonna say it straight. His weak point is... if you can't kill him, you should still be able to kill him fast. I would just die and go again. Avoid metal fragments, intercept abyss. Never ever go for the 400% missions. That's a waste of your time. It's literally a waste of everybody's time. That's just me being honest. See, the problem is, even if you spam everything that you have on him as Glay, knocking him down is so annoying. And he regenerates his weak spot, so it's hard to get a grasp on his weak spot until he gets knocked down. So SPS stands for sharp precision shot. So usually with Glay, right, I don't really care if I die. And I just shoot him again. That's it. And there you go. They didn't nerf the Thunder Cage, but nobody ever uses Thunder Cage. So it could have been that, and I haven't done a Thunder Cage build, so I'll be honest with you. You could have been using a build from somebody that was exploiting a bug and they didn't tell you or stuff like that. But no, there's been no nerf for Thunder Cage. However, I will also say it straight, nobody ever uses Thunder Cage. If anyone's using Thunder Cage, they are behind the times. Because Thunder Cage has not been in the limelight, just like Enduring Legacy hasn't been in the limelight for ages ago. Alright, this is why everyone uses Serena for this boss, because Serena is like 2 seconds. Whereas you use Glay, it's like 20 seconds plus the death time. It's like a waste of time, you know what I'm saying? Because his weak spot is high up, and trying to get the damage out to nail him, unless you're going to switch to a toxic element, it's not going to do very well. Yeah, Thunder Cage is a Season 1 type weapon. So most people don't use it anymore. Alright, anyway, I hope that answered your question. Now back to working my boss tour. Because I'm messing around. Excuse me. I don't think it's the explosion bug that was creating the damage, but I mean, it could be. I don't know. You know. Now, I'm going to go back on my boss tour, but I really got to pee, so I'll be right back. Well, welcome to Proper Guns, Mr. Ghost. And I hope you enjoy my builds, too. I'll be right back, ladies and gents. Okay, let's go kick butt. Here's a thumb for you. You sure have punished the wicked, Serena. You sure have. 1 second. That is funny. I remember when people used to be like, "Oh my god, I've got an 8-second Devourer run." That used to be back. I mean, back in the day, that used to be so cool. Now it's like, 1 second run. I could do better. I need to kill him at spawn. Spawn kill.
Purification.
Come on, 0 seconds, 0 seconds. Give me that sweet 0-second kill. Damn it, it still says 1 second. Oh well. How I wish, right? Can you imagine if like we could have that as an achievement? It would be so funny. Kill something in 0 seconds. Insta spawn kill. Can you imagine this for a second, guys? Your Descendant is so damn strong. Alright? Can you imagine your First Descendant is literally so damn strong? Alright? That you just instantly just give something. Like, I think that'd be so funny. Like, if we had a Descendant that was so powerful, we could just instantly wipe the intercept battles, and he's like out there showing everybody how it's done. You know, he just walks in, absolutely annihilates things. You know, I mean, sure, it'd be pretty boring, but it'd also be pretty funny, at least in my opinion. That would be killer. Pistol. This ain't no pistol. Alright? This is called the Draco.
We can do it.
Alright? This ain't no pistol. This is an AK-47. Alright? We watch that Draco pop. So if you're gangster, alright, anyone's from the hood, y'all should recognize your Draco. Okay? Ain't no pistol here. Although, technically speaking, for anyone that doesn't know, the Draco is classified as a pistol due to its construction. So, technically the Draco is a pistol, and therefore people can own it. Again. Now, next on my kill list is Pyro. The secondary, okay, fair enough. That is a pistol. That's the last dagger. Okay. I'm too lazy to move. The best part about this is that this gun gets so much extra range that you can do stupid things like that. Just blast from a distance. And now we do it all again.
your judgment. As quiet as a monster.
Now this, I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gents, now this is some real Sisters of Battle shit right here. This is how you play Sisters of Battle. You go crazy and just start shooting.
I will cleanse this place.
Yes, technically Ines is still faster for mobbing. Unfortunately, Serena did not take her title. Or I guess I should say fortunately, Serena did not take her title. Again!
Again!
This is divine punishment.
No! Yeah, sure, whatever floats your boat, pal. If that's what you enjoy.
Purification.
I do not mind as long as you're watching me. I'll get to it when I get to it, Matthias. You know I gotta go in stages. I'm upgrading some of my commands in between. But yes, I am the weapon form of Ines. And instead of glass cannon, I'm a tank cannon. You know, I'm literally like a massive barrel tank if you think about it, because I've got 38,000 hit points.
Into the light.
So
A victory for humanity.
not exactly a subtle situation. I just get in there and start blasting. All right, one more time. Of course, Syra. They seem to be copying Diablo, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna have Paragon boards just like Diablo has. I'm almost dead certain of it. I'm almost dead certain of it. Hello, Ty. 1 second, yeah. Oh, come on. It's not supposed to work there. Said I want a heart. Give me a heart. That works. Okay, great. Sorry about that. Took me a second, but I really needed to correct the thingies. Okay, there we go. Yeah, already gone through ETA. I mean, just the usual stuff in there, but make sure to grab your storage space. Because if you don't, you're going to be sad. Let's go pop open some more Amorphous.
We will not fail. Purification.
There we go. Baldo, he's correct. It's not 4 p.m. yet for me. So I don't know why you guys think I live in the same time zone as you. This is not a late night stream. This is literally my afternoon, dude. And Rena, as my moderator, literally knows my time zones very, very well. I know, right? Like, you do realize, guys, that there are countries outside of America. I'm just saying. Yes, it's almost 4 p.m. That is correct. So, it's a nice afternoon. I'm just chilling and blood spilling.
Impudent bastards.
I mean, listen, you know, Chinese dude on TikTok. Hey, maybe I do live in Asgard. You never know. You people in chat are wild. No, I despise Twitch. I find it to be not the place for a respectable human being.
A victory for humanity.
Now I need to ask Twitter's Grok something. Grok, you nerd! Do a deep search for me. Grok, think for me. If any of you use Twitter, all right? I know it's Elon Musk, but his AI is not bad, you know? I've been using Grok to answer some questions for myself. If I need something, I'm like, Grok, do this. And if you make it do a deep web search, it'll actually search and cross-reference a lot of stuff. I find it a bit more reliable sometimes than ChatGPT. Whee!
I have punished the wicked.
Now that had to be a 1 second kill. That had to be a 1 second kill. Come on. Did I get the 1 second? Aw, 3 seconds. Damn it. Damn it. Damn you, Swamp Walker. Yeah, unfortunately, you still have to go to Twitch for drops, but someday they'll go out of business with that. Maybe another 10 years. But if you ask me about streaming platforms, TikTok, in my opinion, is way better. And so is YouTube. Now, Last Dagger won't make it 1 second. It might make it 2 because I've got a general loadout. I don't have an element-specific one. Element-specific I could. Or I could just use A-TAMS, but I don't know, man. I was just trying to do it with the Ancient Knight. Would have been cool. Would have been cool, you know? But it's alright. I'm gonna just go around. I'm just go around busting on people. Well, bosses. Not really. Musk himself is a crazy. And he's done some very questionable things, my friend. So I'm not exactly a Musk fanboy. I don't really have super bad blood with him. But I separate the work from the person. I think that his AI for Twitter is getting better and better. Because I'm a huge, I mean, you guys already understand, I'm a huge follower of AI and AI tech. And quite frankly, his AI tech for Grok is really damn good. Yeah, pretty much only fish. I'll talk about it in my gun build later today. So you pretty much just do that. You slap on the thing, and just off you go. He's just a random guy. I'm glad you think that way of him. I will leave you to your opinion. I love Grok's AI. It's so good. Oh, whoops. How dare you?
I have punished the wicked.
There's no such thing as best weapon. Depends on the character, depends on the build. You see, for example, Ancient Knight is not useful on anything other than Serena. But in Serena's hands, do you see what I'm doing right here? Do you see what I'm doing right here? Because this is what I'm doing right here. But I'm just loving the Grok AI right now. It's so good. It's so detailed. When you ask it, it goes above and beyond. And I like that. I like that.
New subscriber detected.
But yeah, there's no such thing as this is the best weapon. Best in one situation may not be best in another situation. Also, did you build it for one specific task? Then it's the best weapon for that task. You see? Please take note that some weapons can be built literally specifically for one particular task. So you gotta be very, very careful. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Hell, I use AI to generate my music. It's good stuff. So, I understand. AI is a very useful tool for helping. And I'm just literally waiting for machine overlords to take over so I can get a robot body and live forever. That's my goal. Yes, I am, Syra. But that's because, don't forget, Ancient Knight specifically uses multi. When we talk about using different weapons like Last Dagger and whatnot, that's a crit weapon, so you have a crit tree.
We can do it. Ask for it.
That is what I want. I must live forever. Otherwise, if I die, who will lead you? No, I don't think I did. Actually, I'm not sure. I genuinely didn't check my multi-hit. I think I can. I think I can go way beyond that because the Ancient Knight goes way beyond that. So I think it should be possible to go way beyond 100%. But I genuinely don't know how much I hit. All I know is that enemy dies in 1 second. Yes, reached it. If I can get a 1 second kill, I'm satisfied. When I cannot get a 1 second kill, table flip. Okay, any time that is longer than 1 second, it's too long, bros. It's too long. Can you imagine taking longer than 1 second to kill a boss? Well, it's okay, as long as it preserves my brain, Ryder. I don't even mind becoming a cyborg. I just need to live forever. First and foremost, I must live forever. And I'm not doing no Voldemort shit just to do that. Yes, that is correct, Hugo. You can actually see this from this particular thing here. If you read the tooltip, anything that goes over 100% will generate an additional hit, and then it has a chance to trigger an additional multi-hit equal to the value above 100%. So if you reach 300%, that's guaranteed 3 hits. You hit 400%, that's guaranteed 4 hits. And this can go on and on and on and on. So you can do it forever if you want. Now then, back to what I was talking about, okay? If I don't live forever, I'm dead. I can't. I must live forever, but I don't want to murder anyone for it. So I will replace this entire body with machines. Exactly. That's why I don't mind. Either way, cyborg, synthoid, doesn't really matter what the classification is. It just make me live forever. So I can lead you all and give you good builds for life. Heck, I'll even stream for the AIs and bring them entertainment. I'll teach them the power of my human humor. And when we get our first AI trolls, we'll ban them from our chat. Alright? Straight up. 1 second kill, 1 second kill. Did we get it? Did we get it? 2 seconds. Aw, table flip. Table flip, bros. What is with this 2 second kill? I don't want a 2 second kill, I want a 1 second kill. No. That's not right. 1 second only. I would, I know what joke you're talking about, and I would love to discuss that topic in further detail, but unfortunately, Nexon requires me to have a clean stream policy. Mr. Oh, goddamn. So, damn. I have to remove that message, man. Remember, clean stream policy here, alright? On other streams, maybe we can talk about it, I'm streaming something else, but yeah. I know, right? 2 seconds so bad. I can't even imagine 2 seconds. How dare there be 2 seconds? No. Only 1 second. Now that was 2 to 3 seconds. Not enough. I need to be right up close, and I need to be firing before it even starts moving. That was no good. This is the new AR, but please take note that it's only really good in Serena's hands. It is designed for Serena. Please don't use it in other people's hands. Yeah, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay. No. We gotta get that 1 second. We gotta get that 1 second kill. I've got 6 minutes left to stream. I need that 1 second. Just one more. Damn it, still 2 seconds. Table flip. Alright, back to Albion. Imagine taking 2 seconds to kill a boss. Oh, I can't, guys. I can't. 2 seconds, man. 2 seconds. That's slower than 1 second. Okay, next is Shoten Fortress. Gluttony, we already know, gets insta-smoked. On this one, I'm only hoping for a 2 second. Serena is the sister of battle. Yep, 2 seconds. Acceptable. Acceptable. It would have been better if I did 1 second, but acceptable. Acceptable. Alright. First of all, you gotta open up your wings like an X-Wing. Shing! Okay, come on, come on. Yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I do. You always gotta have elements on this weapon. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Molten Fortress. 1 second, 24 million. Hell yeah. How do you turn in the other patterns that you can't use for the void bosses? You have to go to the correct field. So, do you know how to see the linked reconstruction device? Try looking at that feature. But basically, what you're looking for is that some amorphous patterns are opened up at the Abyssal Void Fusion Reactor. So check where it's opened. If you go to the specific amorphous pattern in your consumables, amorphous material, look at that. Linked reconstruction device info. Okay? I'll do this as a favor to you before I go. Linked reconstruction device. It'll tell you Fortress, Hard Mode, Abyssal Void Fusion Reactor, and Fortress Fallen Arc. So you go to Fortress Fallen Arc, you look for the Void Fusion Reactor, which has this symbol, and there you go. That's how you do it, okay? And if anyone didn't know that, how dare you not know that? Prepare for season's beatings. All right. Thank you all very much for watching my stream. Unfortunately, it is time for me to go have my lunch. I will deliver Serena's gun build to all of you who are waiting today. Now, it will feature the last dagger, but the other builds like Ancient Knight and all that will be coming over the next few days, so please do look forward to that. And keep in mind that tonight I am playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I'd be grateful if you guys tune in, but if it's not your game, I completely understand. I'm going to be hunting and showing off my heavy bowgun builds, so look for that. All right? Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't do anything weird while I'm gone, and make sure if you guys do not know how to build Serena's gun build, you take a look at my video. All right? I will catch you then. Like I said, do not do anything weird while I am gone, okay?